Are millennials getting their face tattooed with the Bernie 2020 logo as a show of support? No, that's not true. The story was made up by a rig-leaning satire website. It is not true. The story originated from an article published on March 8, 2019 titled, "Millennials are getting the Bernie 2020 logo tattooed on their face as a brave show of support," NPC Daily, which opened, quote, "Unless you have the time, money and resources to remove them, tattoos are permanent. That's why it's always recommended to be absolutely sure before one gets a tattoo, because tattoos are forever. Given that, there is a new trend taking the nation by storm. Millennials are getting the Bernie 2020 campaign logo tattooed on their face to show their backing for Bernie Sanders. This is a fantastic way of showing unconditional support for a candidate who has his heart and mind set on the making our country better." The trend started by Kyle Clark from SFSU. After donating the entirety of his paycheck to the Bernie Sanders 2020 campaign instead of paying rent that month, he used the tips he received that week as a barista at Chrono's coffeehouse to pay for the logo to be tattooed on his face. End quote. Users on social media only saw this title, description and thumbnail. Quote, "Millennials are getting the Bernie 2020 logo tattooed on their face as a brave show of support," NPC Daily. "Unless you have the time, money and resources to remove them, tattoos are permanent. That's why it's always recommended to be absolutely sure before one gets a tattoo, because tattoos are forever. Given that, there is a new trend taking the nation by storm. Millennials are getting the Bernie 2020 campaign logo tattooed on." End quote. "We don't know who the people in the picture are, but we found at least one of them via an article about beard hairstyles for 2019, and he was not sporting a tattoo in the picture." Quote, Gulfertail News. End quote. In addition to that, the official Bernie Sanders website does not sport a specific 2020 logo yet. Quote, "Bernie 2020 not me. Us. Change will never come without political participation. Join Bernie Sanders and the political revolution today." End quote. That is no wonder, since the site NPC Daily has a satire disclaimer on its About page that reads, quote, "NPC Daily is a satire site, providing political and cultural commentary with wanton sarcasm. NPC Daily pokes fun of modern journalism and liberalism. If you believe one of our articles is real, it's because the content is not too far adrift from what is published by mainstream news outlets. But, alas, our content is totally fictitious and is created to elicit laughs and bemusement." End quote. The name of the site is a play on the NPC meme often used in certain right-wing circles to depict political opponents as mindless people who have fallen victim to groupthink and conformity. Quote, "NPC Woyak is a depiction of the MS Paint character Woyak with a blank stare and facial expression, named after non-player characters within video games. The character is meant to represent people who do not think for themselves and conform to society, bearing many similarities to the terms basic and normie." End quote. We wrote about npcdaily.com before. Here are our most recent articles that mention the site. Fake news: liberals not protesting by putting their mouths over truck exhausts to make Green New Deal a reality. Fake news: no new study says women prefer low-testosterone effeminate liberal men to muscular confident alpha males.